Greetings, creators. I know you weren't expecting this email, but I decided to reach out to some of you guys and see if you might be willing to help me get the word out for a product that I created. My name is Jerry Simmons, and sorry, my auto tracking here is getting off. And I created a persistent memory for AI, and I want to tell my story a little bit. So about a year and a half ago, I decided I wanted to make a tuner for car engines. That I own a hot rod shop. You can see I look kind of dirty. I got the 81 Trans Am hood in the background here. It's a legit hot rod shop. And I wanted to make a tuner that could tune fuel-injected engines with AI. So I started off on a long journey of trying to make that work. And honestly, about 200 times I failed. I just finally gave up a few months back, decided I just wasn't gonna be able to figure it out. And the real issue was that AI just kept on forgetting all of the hundreds and hundreds of parameters that you would find in any one of the ECUs that a car, this is the computer of the car. And you can tune this, but for AI to remember everything about this one, and then everything about this one, and everything about every engine and every single different setting, AI was really struggling just to hang on to that information. And I tried Manus, I tried ChatGPT, I tried Claude, I tried every single well, the video is real. I tried every single type of AI that I could get my hands on, and I started a GitHub, and I was trying to get a single source of truth, and like hundreds of ways of trying to get persistent memory, and I finally gave up, thinking it wasn't going to work. But recently, I kind of had a little bit of a revival of the idea, and I created a persistent memory that has a kind of a triple effect, where it's saving a semantic memory in a vector database, but it's also saving a receipted memory on the web, and also on a local drive with the agentic AI system. Now this could, since I have an API now, it can plug into just about anything. I don't want to get too far into that, but the story is that in an effort to try to solve one of my hard problems of building an AI tuner, I accidentally stumbled upon something that can tune just about anything. It can tune a business and all of its history and all of its documents and all of its employees. It can tune a library with hundreds and hundreds of books and documentations. It can tune just about anything, but it also is platform agnostic. It can go from any AI and any agent. As a human, I can get into my console and I can search the memories, even with the AI off. And so there's a lot to it. But I wanted to tell a little bit about my story because the idea is just pretty simple. I was trying to solve my own problem. Because tuning is expensive. It's about $1,500 for every 4 hours of tuning to do an engine on a dyno, and I was tired of paying that money, so I wanted to save some. But on a long road to get to that, I discovered why AI wasn't going to be able to do it all for me, and what it was missing. And it was missing a persistent memory. And now I know that there's a lot of things coming out with persistent memory ideas and things like that, and they're really trying. But the real deal is the data centers aren't there, and the United States is behind on that, and there's a real struggle to get them in. Until those data centers are all in place, persistent memory across the board is just not going to happen. And secondarily, the thing that's happening is AI, the industry, they're all really competing for each other, right? At each other. They're at each other's throats, and it's starting to get pretty harsh. And the one that comes out on top will end up owning all the data. I don't really like that idea. I want to own my own data, and if I don't want to work with one of the platforms anymore, I want to be able to plug my data into any platform, and that's what I created. For those who understand what I'm saying, you realize how big a deal that is. Also inside of the program, or not the program, but the skill set, the plugin, the platform, whatever you want to call it, I included some features I just wanted for myself. I wanted agent-to-agent communication. I wanted my Claude desktop to be able to talk to my my OpenClaw application, and now they can. They can message each other, speak to each other, work on the same projects, and I can interact, which is pretty cool. Also, I wanted a set of tasks that would be a living task system, which is pretty easy for a human. For some reason, for an agent, it's hard because every time they make a memory and a session closes, that task gets either memorialized or forgotten. Both of those are a problem. Memorialization of a task means that task can come back and haunt you like it never got finished, and then you got to prove to the AI that it did get finished. That memorialization is a problem. But then there's also a worse problem, is just forgetting altogether what happened. And so when sessions compact or whatever they do on the back end server of the place where you're paying high dollar tokens to maybe Claude Opus 4.6, you're paying big money to get these things solved, and all of a sudden it compacts, and all of a sudden all your coins just run out somewhere else, but you don't get to keep them. And that's why I called it Gold Hold. Gold Hold is how you keep your own tokens, your memories, the gold that you've already invested. And so I could say a lot right now, and I think that just a casual look at the website, looking at the documentation. I went off script here. I'm a real person. I'm in a real place. This is a real car hood, and I know things are plastic, but this is real. This is a real product. It's really working for me right now. I've installed it on 4 other businesses in their back ends, and they are just shocked. And I run a couple businesses, and I'm just shocked. And honestly, after I was kind of building the boat while I was swimming, but there was a moment whenever I wasn't swimming anymore, and I got in the boat that I was building, and all of a sudden I realized we were sailing. And the thing that I built is pretty awesome. I use in the back end, I use Opus 4.6 right now. It's expensive, but it's awesome. But when I use it in my agent compared to the interfaces that Claude offers, or Anthropic, my agent runs circles around their stuff with their technology. And so I'm offering this to you for free. If you listen this far, we're about 7.5 minutes, not the typical marketing advertisement, not trying to market, I'm just trying to be real with you. I'm offering this to creators for free, just to try it out. You can have it, use it however you want. I'm asking you to try to give me a shout out if you like it. Take a look. I also created customer codes for you, 20% off for any one of your customers if you want to advertise that. It's low-hanging fruit. You can use it if you want to. Hopefully you will. I hope that you help me get the word out and help some other people. One of the cool things I did is I was kind of locked into ChatGPT because I started early on. I was one of the early adopters, and I had 1,600 conversations in ChatGPT. And I felt frustrated because ChatGPT couldn't access any of those conversations from 2023 or whatever. So I exported my entire conversation history in ChatGPT, and then I had my agent systematically crawl through it and organize it and put it into memories. And now I can access everything that I ever did with ChatGPT, and you can do the same. You don't have to lose all of those conversations. There's so much. If you're like me, you have hundreds of awesome ideas, and you have them somewhere in the interwebs of AI, and they're never coming back unless you do something like I did. And so I hope that you can use the product. It's nice to meet you. If you need to call me, you can always just call or text on the phone, or you can send an email. I love to talk to anybody about it. I'm just a normal dude. I have a pretty good brain, and I use that. I've been using it to do a lot of cool things, and AI has been like a supercharger for me to be able to do some awesome things. And this is one of those things I feel pretty proud of, and I thank you for listening for this long, and hope you enjoy the product.